Hello everyone, I'm back to rank all 5 mainline Pokemon games on the Nintendo Switch. This time I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to describe the game, what it does differently and unique, who it's kind of suited to, and then at the end I'm going to rank all 5 of them. The first 2 games to be released were Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. These 2 games, they are remakes of Pokemon Yellow, and these 2 games, they're heavily influenced by the anime, so if you're a fan of the anime, you're probably really going to like the style of these 2 games. And even though it was released first, I think graphics-wise, this is the best one. Everything looks really smooth, everything looks really good. It's kind of cartoony, kind of like an anime feel, but I think the game looks absolutely beautiful. In this game, the one thing that people might not like about it is that you don't battle wild Pokemon. In this game, when you bump into a Pokemon, you're going to go to this screen, and then you're going to catch the Pokemon by kind of flinging your Joy-Con up, and then you're going to throw a Pokeball, and it's going to catch the Pokemon. There is still battling. You can see here, I'm fighting a gym leader. Once you beat the game, you can go back and fight all the gym leaders every single day if you want to. There's also different Pokemon Masters that you can battle. There's one for every Pokemon, so there's going to be lots of battling. Don't believe anybody who tells you there's no battling in this game. There's 3 types of people that I would really recommend this game to. The first one is younger gamers. This game is the simplest of all the games, so if you have a younger gamer and you're not sure if he's going to be able to play the Pokemon games, get this one first, and if he does well with it, then you can go to the others after that. Number 2, this is the only Pokemon game that has 2-player that you both can play on one system. When you're walking around the world, you can shake another Joy-Con, and then that player is going to join you. They can catch Pokemon with you, they can battle with you, and they can run around the map with you. And the last type of person I think is really going to enjoy this game are people who love the original 150 Pokemon. For me, I put myself in this category. I'm a really big fan of this game because I love seeing and catching all of the Pokemon that I played from the original Pokemon Red and Blue. There's also lots of references to the anime, so if you're a fan of the anime, you're also really going to like this game. You can find Team Rocket in this game, and you can even wear the Team Rocket outfit. Okay, and then who's not going to like this game? I think there's 2 types of people who are not going to like this game. The first one are people who can't get over the fact that you can't fight wild Pokemon. People who really like battling wild Pokemon, you're not going to like this game because you don't battle wild Pokemon. You can only battle other trainers and gym leaders and things like that. And then the other type of person who's not going to like this game are people who are really looking for a challenge in the mainline story. You're probably not going to find that here, but honestly, like all of the Pokemon games, they're all on the simpler side of things. So if you like games that are really difficult, yeah, I probably would not recommend a Pokemon game to you. If you're wondering what's the difference between Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you can look at this chart right here. These are the different Pokemon that you can catch in the wild. In this game, you can go online and trade with somebody who has the other version, so you can catch all Pokemon in either version. However, in this game, your partner Pokemon is always going to be that Pokemon. You can go to this scene where you like pet them and you can give them high fives and stuff like that. For this game, you can just pick which Pokemon you think looks cuter, Pikachu or Eevee. The second set of games to be released were Pokemon Sword and Shield. These 2 games, they're more traditional Pokemon games, I would say. They were the first ones on a home console that were not a remake. They were built from the ground up for the Nintendo Switch, and I kind of think that they decided to, take the easy route and not mix things up too much. The only thing that they did that was a bit different from older games is they have this wild area where once you get to this area, you can fight Pokemon that are like way above what your level would be. And there's a wide range of Pokemon that can come to this wild area. So at the time, it was really a big change. Okay, so who is going to like this game the most? The people who like this game the most are the people who want the most content. In terms of content, I think this is one of the most content-packed games. There's a lot of things to do in the end game. There's a long storyline. There's stuff to do even after you beat the Elite Four. There's just a lot of things that you can do in this game. Who's not going to like this game? You're not going to like this game if you're looking for something different. This game, it plays it safe, so you're not really going to find a bunch of like new and interesting things in this game because it's just a traditional Pokemon game. If you like the traditional Pokemon game, you'll like it, but if not, you're probably not going to like it. And also, for me, it feels like it's one of the slowest games. When you bump into a battle, it's going to take a while to get into the battle, and then once you actually do the battle, everything feels really slow. And then one final note is that this game, graphically, it's not quite as smooth as Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So if you really care about graphics, then you might also not like this game. That being said, though, I do think that some of the cities are done really well, and this city right here, it's one of my favorites in the whole series. These are the version differences between Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. These two games, it's not as big of a difference as with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because there's not going to be a Pokemon that follows you the whole game. It'll just affect the legendary that you can catch and some of the wild Pokemon. The next two games to be released were Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl. These two games, they're remakes of DS games, and these two games, they were not made by the Pokemon Company, they were made by a different company. So yeah, for me personally, I feel like there's a bit of a quality drop in these two games. And then this game is kind of like Sword and Shield in that it plays much like a traditional Pokemon game would, but this is the one that has random battles. In all the other games on the Switch, you will be walking somewhere and then you're going to bump into a Pokemon and then you're going to fight it. But that's not how it works in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. In these two games, you'll be walking somewhere and then bam, you'll just be in a Pokemon battle. Who would I recommend this game to? I'd recommend it to hardcore fans of the series. If you played and liked the original games, you might also like playing this one because you're going to get to see everything in these new graphics that you may like or dislike. They're kind of like a chibi style. If you like that style, then you're probably going to like this game. And this game, it's more of a faithful remake of the original game. So if you really enjoyed that one, then you're probably going to enjoy this one as well. Also, for completionists, if you want to collect all of the Pokemon, you're probably going to get this game because you need some of the Pokemon. I would not recommend this game to people who want something new, people who want something that's a little bit different, somebody who wants something that's, mixing up the original formula. You're not going to find anything like crazy, anything that make you go, wow, that's a cool new feature. There's none of that. So yeah, get this game. If you like the original games or you want to see what the Pokemon series used to be like, then you can get this game. Everyone else, I would say this is probably the one that you can skip. If you're wondering about the version differences between Diamond and Pearl, you can see this right here. These are the Pokemon that you can catch in the different games. The next game to be released after those two titles was Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game is radically different from all of the previous titles. This game, it's more of an open world type feel. You can go around the world and you can see the Pokemon, and it's almost as if they're really living in this world. You go to a grassy area and there's going to be Pokemon that like to live in the grass. You can bump into a tree and then there's going to be Pokemon who live in trees. You can go to a rock and then there's going to be Pokemon that live in rocks. This aspect of the game, I absolutely love it. Some of the other features of this game that the other games do not have is this game has crafting. You can see items on the map, and then you can pick them up, and then you can make items with them. There's also, you can catch Pokemon without even going into battle with them. All you have to do is sneak up to them and throw a Pokeball at them, and then there's a chance that you're going to catch that Pokemon. You can also battle wild Pokemon, and this game even has action RPG-like boss battles. So this game is a lot different from all the other titles. Who would I recommend this game to? Number one, if you're a fan of Pokemon at all, you should play this game because it's really good and it's amazing seeing the Pokemon that are living in this like actual living world. Number two, if you're a hardcore gamer, this is definitely the game for you. It's got more of a challenge than any of the other games. And number three, people who really like completing the Pokedex and actually completing extra quests, this is the game for you because there's a lot of work that's going to go into completing your Pokedex. You can see here, this is one of the few games that I actually caught all of the Pokemon and I actually completed it. Who do I not recommend this game to? I'm not going to recommend this game game to younger gamers. The action RPG battles, they're actually kind of a little bit difficult. Yeah, if I could see kids getting frustrated with this. So if you get your younger child Pokemon Legends Arceus, maybe you should be willing to help them complete those more difficult battles if they can't do it themselves. Other than that, I would say everyone should try this game. Last, the newest Pokemon games are Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet. These games, I was really hyped for them because I thought that it was going to be like Pokemon Legends Arceus 1.5, but these games are not the same as Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game, though, it has a few glaring flaws, I would say. I mean, just look at this game compared to all the other games that I've shown you. The graphics, they take a hit in this game. They were really ambitious with it, and they were trying to make this huge open world, but in doing that, they kind of stumbled a little bit, and then the game got rushed to release. So when you play this game, even now, 6 months after release, like, it's still rough. They've tried to patch it a little bit, but I guess, like, the base game, it was just on such a poor foundation that it was really difficult for them to solve all of the bugs and all of the graphical glitches and all of those problems. Who would I recommend this game to? Okay, you know, number one, hardcore Pokemon fans who got to catch them all, who got to play them all. You're definitely going to want to play this game. But other than that, okay, if you really want to appreciate Pokemon Legends Arceus, you should also play this game. Because Pokemon Legends Arceus, it tried a lot of new things, and it actually did them really well. And I feel like I didn't even fully appreciate everything that Pokemon Legends Arceus did until I played this game. And then once I was playing this game, I was like, dang, I can't believe Legends Arceus did everything so well the first time. And now in this game, they're trying to do the same things, but it's not working. So yeah, and personally, I also really miss the fact that you can't catch Pokemon right away as you could in Legends. So yeah, for me, playing this game, it felt like I'm trying to play a game that's trying to be Pokemon Legends Arceus, but it's not. You know, a side note, part of the reason I waited so long to do this video was because I wanted to stop feeling salty about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but making this video, like, I still feel it. Like, I was so excited for these two games, and then playing them, I was so let down. So, sorry if, yeah, my opinion comes in a little bit too strong on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but my hype was high for this game, and this game did not meet the hype. So who should not buy this game? Don't buy this game if you hate glitches, because you're going to see glitches, both graphical glitches and other types of glitches. Number two, if you care a lot about graphics, then stay far away from this game, really far away. I'm somebody who doesn't really care about graphics that much, but in this game, like, I don't know, there's always just things that'll constantly remind you that you're playing a game that's not very good, because there's frame drops, there's graphical glitches, yada yada yada. Like, stay far away from this game if you care about graphics. These are the version differences between these two games. They're kind of a little bit like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, in that you're going to have a partner Pokemon that's with you for most of the game, and in this game he's also going to be your mount. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for, I'm going to rank these 5 games. I already told you who I think is well suited to certain games, so if you're just watching this video because you wanted to know which game to get, I probably already told you, but this is my personal ranking of these 5 games in terms of how much I enjoyed playing them. Number 5, it's still going to be Pokemon Pearl and Brilliant Diamond. These two games, I don't know, they didn't try to do anything new, and it's just the same formula again. So for me personally, I had the least amount of fun playing these two games. Number 4, I'm going to give it to Sword and Shield. These two games, again, like Pearl and Diamond, they're just kind of more traditional Pokemon games. There's not really that much that's new and exciting about them. So for me, both of these titles, they're like one and done. You can play through the game, it's fine, it's kind of fun seeing the new cities, but other than that, there's not really that much to keep me around. In the number 3 spot, it pains me to say this, but Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I really wanted to put them at number 2 above Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but I cannot because these games are a mess. These games, though, they definitely have the opposite problem as Sword and Shield. In Sword and Shield, they didn't try enough new things, but in this game, they tried to do too much, and they didn't quite hit the mark. Number 2, I'm going to give it still to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. There are definitely haters of this game who don't like the fact that you can't fight wild Pokemon, but if you can just get over that one little thing, the graphics are amazing. It's really fun to go around this world with your partner Pokemon. I love the references to the anime. I love seeing Team Rocket. I love the different costumes that you can wear. Just, there's a lot of fun to be had in Pokemon Let's Go. Still number 1 is Pokemon Legends Arceus. I love the story in this game. I love the world that you can travel around. I love the mechanics. Everything about this game is just really, really good. You can tell that they worked on it for a long time and they weren't pressured to release it early because of a schedule or something like that. Like this game, it feels really polished, and everything in this game, it works really, really well. Thank you all for tuning into this video. Please let me know in the comments down below if you still have any questions. I tried to make this video with you guys in mind. A lot of the feedback I got in my last video, I kind of put that into making changes to this video. I know a lot of you guys had asked, like, oh, if I have a younger gamer, which game should I get? And if I'm a hardcore gamer, which game should I get? And so in this video, I told you, if you're a younger gamer, go with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And if you're an older gamer, I would say let's go with Pokemon Legends Arceus. I hope you guys liked that save right there. If you appreciated today's video, please hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.